Creepers and Geekers? Chris the Atari Creep here. And, yeah, I'm sorry I haven't had my normal programming lately. Let me turn this music up a little bit. I got a little 8-bit remix going on here. God only knows what's going to happen with it. But, I don't know. I just really haven't been inspired to make many videos lately, but I promise you more is coming. I do have a Attack of the Clones in works. It's actually going to be a 2-part kind of dealio. But I figured, you know, I have to repair this Nintendo with a new pin. And, figured I'd film it. Maybe chat about the new Star Wars flick or something. And this isn't necessarily a how-to. I mean, sure, you're going to see the process. But there's a bazillion videos on how to replace a 72-pin connector in these fuckers. So, I just figured it'd be something to put up, you know. So, let's just get to it. The first thing you need is your NES and obviously a brand new 72 pin. And, which I do have. I recommend a little cup for screws. Pretty much all the screws in here are going to be about the same, except for 2. So 1 cup should be fine. The correct Phillips head screwdriver for the screws that are in here. Some fucking caffeine. Oh yeah, that's good. Now, to start with, there are 6 screws in the bottom, and they are regular Phillips head. 1 on either side here, 1 here, and same thing down the bottom. So, once you remove those, which I already have, the top should come off fairly easily. Bam. That's the first time I've taken this off. Now, whenever you open up one of these fuckers, you never, ever, ever know what you're going to find inside. Let me get some light in this place. I've found everything from buttons and coins to, you know, you name it. I've found all kinds of crap in here. So, let's start off with just removing this shielding here. Now, Star Wars The Force Awakens. Now, before we go any further, it's been quite a bit since it's been out, so I hope you've seen it by now. If not, I guess just note that there could be spoilers here. So, first impression, I liked it. I thought it was a good flick. I went into it not expecting much, of course, because of the prequels. And, you know, I mean, nothing can be the original Star Wars. But the 2 things that really caught me with the new one is, wow, the sucker just does not want to come out. Is it felt like Star Wars. You know, I'm not going to call it a blockbuster like the originals, but then again, those weren't technically blockbusters either. They just touched the nerve with the right amount of people. But I liked it a lot, you know. I think there's a few missed opportunities with it, and a couple of things bugged me. The first thing that bugged me was obviously, and it's one thing that everyone else keeps talking about, was how much like A New Hope it was. And, you know, at first I was a little aggravated by that. But then I thought to myself, well, think about it. I mean, they had these movies out in the 90s that everyone's revolting against, unless, of course, those are the ones that you grew up with first. Then I know a whole bunch of, you know, younger guys than me, but those are the movies. That was theirs, and they love them. But they had to make it feel like Star Wars, and they did the best they could to kind of give it that exact kind of deal, just so they can move on with the story and do what they got to do. So I'm looking forward to the next batch of movies, and I understand there's going to be a whole bunch. There's going to be some, I don't know if you want to call them offshoots or whatever. I guess the TV series would call them spin-offs. But, yeah. I can't wait for them all. I guess there's going to be a Boba Fett movie? I don't know. I didn't really read into it too much, despite the fact I am a big Star Wars fan. Alright, so those screws are out. Let's see, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, there's 7 there. And this should just pop right out. And, of course, since I said it should just pop right out, it's going to give me trouble. Alright, well, here's for anyone who doesn't really know a lot about this kind of stuff, which I doubt if you're watching this, you don't. But the reason these things fail is because your cartridge goes in at a weird angle. Let me see if I can get an NES card here. There we go. Let's see, what do we got? Mario 2. If you look at it, it goes in at this weird angle, gets into the pins, and then you push down to straighten it out. But what that does is it wears the pins out over time, and that's why you don't get a good connection. So replacing this sucker is kind of like a temporary fix. It's eventually going to happen. It was a faulty design. The Japanese basically were like, well, you know, American video players, you know, I don't know what the hell they were thinking, but they just decided to make it this way instead of the top-loaded Famicom because they thought American consumers would be more down with this thing. But hey, you know, whatever. So let's get to taking the tray off here. Now you'll notice there's, let's see if I'm even in frame here. It's going to be 6 screws. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now the ones here, I guess I will call the center. Sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The ones here in the center are basically, those ones are a little longer than the other ones. So just keep an eye out on that. Sometimes they're silver and they're a different color than the rest of them. Sometimes they're not, like in this case, but, you know, whatever. So let's remove those. Alright, so back to Star Wars, because obviously I'm not communicating this stupid NES crap very well. Yeah, I don't know. The other thing that bugged me was the whole Luke saber thing. I know they're going to explain it in some kind of goofy way, but, I mean, come on. That thing was gone. I mean, where'd it come from? They're going to explain it, but I guess I'm kind of excited to hear their explanation on that BS. That was a fitting ending, I'm telling you that right now. I did see it coming, but that whole climbing up the mountain... Here, let me show you this real quick. Kind of reminded me of the 80s, you know, Kung Fu movies and stuff. See, this one's the longer one. That's the one that's going to go in the center here, so keep your eye on that. I thought that was really cool, the ancient Jedi temple kind of dealio. Let me switch sides here. I thought that was cool. The action, it was awesome. I don't know if I dig the whole thing with the two cats there knowing how to use a lightsaber right away. I mean, I guess it would make sense with Rey because she evidently has the Force big time. I'm excited to find out what the connection between Kylo and her is. Kylo, I think, was a big missed opportunity. Not necessarily the character, because at first, of course, I was bugged by how much of a temper tantrum this guy pulls. But after the movie went on and I got home and I thought about it, it was like, we need to complete his training. I see what they did. They basically tested him, blah, 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 you know, to see if he was worthy. And of course, when he did the deed, which I think was another missed opportunity, I don't think it should have been revealed that, by the way, spoiler, Han Solo was his father. Even though I knew it wasn't Luke's kid, but in a weird way, kind of predicted that. All right, this should just wiggle straight out this way. And now you have this here. Sometimes you have to remove the RF modulator to get this up and over. And in this case, I'm going to have to. So we'll continue with that. There are 2 screws. Make sure I'm in frame this time. There's one here, and then one down in here. Once you remove those, this whole thing will pop right out. So, I think they should have waited. I mean, too much of Princess Leia saying, or General Leia saying, "Have you seen our son? Please bring our son back." And that was kind of a bummer. I don't think Princess Leia was very good in that movie at all. I really don't. I thought she was, it seemed like she was just there for nostalgic reasons, aside from Han Solo actually being part of the friggin' movie. Not that you couldn't have figured it out, but when Han Solo first confronts Kylo on the bridge there, I thought that's when it should have been revealed. I think he should have said, "Ben, you know, come home with me, son," or something like that. And that would have been the big reveal. But by then, it was already wasted. We already knew what he was going to try to do. I think killing off Han Solo was good. You know, I mean, everyone should know by now that Harrison Ford wanted to be killed off in Return of the Jedi. But whatever. I'm glad we got one more movie with him. Before I do anything else here, I'm just going to blow this out. I got a little bit of this spray clean, this air. I got to pull the tag. I'm just going to blow it out real quick. This is actually not too bad. Another really good thing to have around is a tack cloth, so you can get all this dust up without creating static on this board. But whatever. So let's pull this sucker up. And there'll be another shielding underneath it. Just let it drop. Okay. This is what we're going to be pulling off. Watch how easy this is. Boom. Done. Okay. Now keep in mind that the one that extends out more is going to go on the top. So, oh, I'm not even in the frame. The one that extends out more here is going to be on top. So make sure you put this aside so you know which one's which. So I'm going to put this back over here. And here's the new one. It's going to go on just like that. But I want to do something to it real quick first. So back to the whole Han Solo Kylo Ren thing. I don't know. I think there was a lot of missed opportunities there. I'm glad we're going to see more of Kylo Ren. I just cut myself. These pins are really bad. All I'm doing is I'm taking a pencil eraser and I'm cleaning the contacts. A lot of people like to use rubbing alcohol. Well, the bottom ones look awesome. A lot of people like to use rubbing alcohol. You know what? If that's your thing, by all means, go right ahead. It's my experience that rubbing alcohol isn't the greatest because of they have glycerin, and that glycerin can create a film, and that film will create, you know, dust collection and all kinds of gunk on the pins. So, wow, this pin is really bad. I've never seen one this bad. It's crazy. Yeah, I'm jumping all over the place, aren't I? So Star Wars, yeah, yay, great movie. I think they left it off at a perfect spot. At first I was like, damn it, Luke wasn't really in it, even though I'm not a big Jedi fan. I'm more of a Sith kind of guy. But I think, you know, again, after thinking about it for a day or two, I think it ended very well. Okay, so you just literally just slide this right back on. And line up the holes. These holes are lined up right here. We're good. Now the trick is put it all back together. Let's see, what else can I talk about Star Wars? I don't feel like I've even really talked about it, to be honest with you. I feel kind of bad. It's kind of a lame video. Yeah, I don't know. I really did enjoy it, and I plan on going to see it again probably this weekend. I don't know. Damn it, I'm just slicing myself up left and right. See, just be careful when you do stuff like this. I should have did a disclaimer. Maybe I'll write one, put it in the beginning. Ah, that really hurt. Let me blow this off one more time. I do plan on doing something else with this NES, so I'm not really going to go the full distance as far as cleaning it up and everything. I'm going to have the board out for a little while, so no big deal. Oh, look at that. I even bled on it. Nice. Nice. Blood, sweat, and tears from the Atari crew. Alright, so let's do this. Let's pull out the screws here. I'm going to separate the two long ones. If I can find the second one. It's not hard to find. Alright. Now let's start putting this sucker back together. A buddy of mine is going to be on a podcast about the new Star Wars. As soon as I get that information, I'll post it on one of my feeds, whether it be Facebook or whatever, if I get information on it. Fat fingers don't really work in the NES. But, yeah, I really did. I enjoyed it a lot. The new TIE Fighters looked awesome. I think the new Stormtroopers looked awesome. God damn it. I think it just had a great feel. It had a great look. And, again, it felt like Star Wars. So, yeah, so that's pretty much the meat and potatoes of how I feel about Star Wars. Favorite moments? Lightsabers. You know what? I noticed one thing. You know, in the interest of keeping it similar to the originals, there wasn't a lot of lightsaber action. And if you think about it story-wise, there really couldn't be. This is going to be tricky. Tricky. I'm going to lose the fucking screw. I know it. Damn it. There couldn't be. There there wasn't anybody out there that really knows lightsabers. You know? It would have been nice to have seen if Leia had maybe picked up on it a little bit. Damn it. So you know what? Let me pause the video here real quick so I can get this one screw in, or else you'll be sitting there for 20 minutes watching me do this. Alright, it's in. Sorry about that. We're talking about Princess Leia. Yeah. Princess Leia. She probably, I mean, I guess it would have been cool to see if she had maybe picked up in Luke's footsteps, but I mean, I guess that's Luke's deal and not Princess Leia's. This can be tricky because there's a little lip thing here that has to, yeah, it's a pain in the ass. Getting it off is easy, putting it back on, not so much. Just let it go in and line it up. Put this down so it can grip onto its thing. Bam. Because if this isn't in properly, you're not going to make a good connection. And that's really all there is to that. And all you got to do is you got to line up the holes. And there they are. Alright, let me put in the 2 long screws. First and foremost. And basically these screws are just securing the cartridge tray to the pin and to the board a little bit. You don't want to torque these down because if they go down too far, again, your connection will be a little bit off, and you probably won't get any picture. So just, you know, put them in tight enough. What I like to do is I get them in there until they start to resist, and then I barely put my fingers on this, and I just do that until it slips in my fingers a little. And that's usually good enough. So let's go ahead and finish putting this together. Millennium Falcon, here we go. Here's another gripe I had. The Millennium Falcon was in a salvage yard. Oh, I keep doing that. And, you know, nobody just noticed that the fucking Millennium Falcon. Now, I know in the prequels that they put little nods to the Millennium Falcon, showing that it was a legit model of ship. But, I mean, in all the ones that we've seen since, the Millennium Falcon, or originally, I should say, was the only one of its kind. You never seen other versions of it. You never seen, like with R2-D2, there was blue and red, and, you know, some that kind of looked like him, but had, like, a slightly different shape. You know, you never saw that with the Millennium Falcon. And, here's the infamous Millennium Falcon just hanging out in the middle of a desert that is not Tatooine, by the way. Oh, God. Yeah. The world's going to hell, I tell you. If my fingers will work for me, yeah? So that is pretty much, I guess, I don't know. I honestly don't know what I thought about when I was going to make this video. I just felt like putting the camera in front of something and doing it. I could have done a pickups video. I've got enough stuff. Jesus. Maybe I'll do that just to be like, sorry about this video if you made it this far. I wouldn't have. I would not have. Come on. Get your ass in there, boy. There we go. Is it not lined up? No, it's lined up. Just having a hard time going back in his home. Do not force this stuff. If it doesn't want to go in, figure out why, or just leave it be. That's fine. Alright, and you never want, some people leave this out. It's there, you might as well put it back. No point in being lazy about it. And, let's see. If I were to talk about the prequels, the only one I really kind of like is Revenge of the Sith, and I guess that's kind of universal for any of us that like something from those. I saw this really interesting YouTube edit. Look it up. It's called Star Wars: A Phantom Edit. And they basically take 1, 2, and 3 and edit out all the horrible acting, well, as much as they can. And, Jesus, am I going to do that at least once with every part? It's just great. The only thing they have on there from Phantom Menace is the lightsaber duel between Darth Maul, Obi-Wan, and Qui-Gon. And then it just cuts right into episode 2. That's awesome. They get rid of a lot of the silly dialogue between Padme and Anakin. They limit Jar Jar down to like pretty much nothing. Which I guess, you know, it's kind of cliche to hate that thing, but I can't stand Jar Jar. Jar Jar, whatever you want to call it. I cannot stand that fucking thing. P-USA. Yes, sir. Shit, I'm probably not even gonna upload this. This is lame. But yeah, that's it. So, you know what? I'm just gonna put this thing back together. You basically just put the 7 screws in, put your top back on, and it's good to go. I'm gonna test it out. I'm pretty sure it's gonna work. So, you don't need to see any of that. So, guys, until next time, this is the Atari Creep saying sorry that I bored you to death for, let's see, how long was this video going for? 20 minutes and 33 seconds. God damn. Yeah, sorry. But I hope if you need to do this repair, you learn something. I don't know. You learn that I can cut myself. And that you should always take precautions. And that's it, guys. So, you know, yay Star Wars. Yay Nintendo Entertainment System. Ooh, good song. All right, I'll take, you know, I'll see you later. Okay, bye-bye.